Have you ever tried a Pokemon Nuzlocke? For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically a series of rules you give yourself while playing a Pokemon game for the purpose of making the game harder or more unforgiving. I've always seen videos of YouTubers playing Nuzlocks with crazy rules and such, but I never tried one myself, so that's what I'm gonna do. I attempted a Nuzlocke on Pokemon Fire Red, and here's how it went. But first, what exactly makes a Nuzlocke? There are three main rules that most people online would agree defines a Nuzlocke. These three are, number 1, once a Pokemon in your party faints, it will be put away and can no longer be used for the rest of the game. This is the initial challenge of the run and would not be much of a problem if you could just stockpile Pokemon as backup, which is why the second rule exists. Number 2, you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter per region, and you can only get one shot at it. In my run, I consider regions to be cities, named locations, and routes. I also allow Pokemon given to me by NPCs to be accepted as well. This gives a sense of scarcity, as you would have a very limited amount of Pokemon to work with. Number 3, give your Pokemon a nickname. That's it. This rule doesn't add any challenge really, but it's meant to give you more of a connection to your Pokemon, so you actually want to keep them alive. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, then be sure to like and subscribe so you can be notified of my next new video. Now, onto the video. I started the game off by calling myself Schmeppin and my rival Flimber, just cause I thought it was stupid. I grabbed me a Squirtle, which I named Tiny after my first Squirtle I ever got. I kicked my rival's ass in a fight, then I grabbed the parcels from out of town, give them to the man, and get my first Pokeballs. Now we can finally start catching Pokemon for our team. In Route 1, I catch a Rattata, which I didn't want, so I called him Loser. In Route 22, I catch a Mankey that I named Rage Mage, and after I raise my Pokemon to a decent level, I challenge my rival on Route 22 and make it out with my team pretty beat up. I try to catch another Rattata in Route 2, but my Loser Pokemon is too good and he kills it. But that's fine because it caught me a Weedle in a forest that I named Stabber. After the Viridian Forest, I fight the first gym leader in Pewter City and absolutely demolish him with my Squirtle. No one ever saw that coming. Stabber evolved and leveled up in Route 3, but not long after that, Rage Mage died to an ill-timed quick attack, and I gotta be honest, this one really hurt. I made him a nice little gravesite and a PC and set him to rest. Stabber evolved once again in Route 3, and he is now in his prime, which is pretty sad. We caught a Pidgey in the grass that I called Ace, and then I went and bought a fish from a guy that thought he was scamming me and called him No. I snatched a bat in a cave and called him Nightwing, and immediately threw him and my fish into storage as backup. Tiny was on the juice about Moon and evolved into a war turtle and mostly carried us through the whole cave. The last trainer in the cave was a loser virgin scientist who stacks no paper, and he killed my rat with rat poison. It was a shame. She was becoming a winner. After we curb stomped that loser, we put our winner to rest next to the mage, and we made ourselves feel better by stealing a bird that we named, well, nothing, because I forgot. Into the PC, you cheater. I brought Nightwing back out because I wanted the muscle, and then leveled up my Pokemon by bullying the wildlife until Ace evolved. Then I threw Stabber in storage because he was dead weight. Flimbo forgot to get a stupid name and tried to fight me again, and I made sure to remember what happened last time. I caught a Caterpie in the grass to the left that I named Booger because he looked like a booger, and I caught an Oddish at the top that I called Radish for the same reasoning. At the end of Route 25, I found a man that likes EVs a little bit too much. In exchange for keeping his secret, he gave me his passport. I believe I was ready for the gym leader, and ready I was. Tiny showed his strength and took her down. I caught another Oddish in Route 5 that I named Oddball and threw my fish into daycare because I don't like him. In Route 6, I caught a Pidgey that I named Attorney and I grabbed the VS secret from some lady and a free bike coupon from some man. Booger grew wings and I caught a Diglett in a nearby tunnel and I called him Hole Man. I caught yet another Sparrow that I named this time and traded the other one to a girl for a duck that I won't use. Both Nightwing and Radish evolved, so I made my way into someone else's boat. I fought everyone on board, and that includes my loser friend Flimber. The captain wasn't feeling good, so I told him to get over it, and he repaid me with the arcane art of deforestation, which I used to get into the third gym. My floor turd soloed and we made our way through the tunnel. On the other side was the scientist that gave me the power to blind people, and I broke into the employee lounge of the museum and stole their pet rock. I found a ball and a rat and returned to the daycare to pick up my fish who evolved into a Gyarados. I took a rock from the rock tunnel but lost my Radish to a sad orphan. After that, I left the cave to go get some bug spray as well as a flashlight. I taught Booger how to sneeze and continued back into the cave. A guy wanted to teach my kids how to throw rocks, so I let him teach Digley. Then we went to Route 8 where I found a cool dog, which I couldn't catch. After that, I went to the spooky tower in Lavender Town and found Flimber who was mourning his dead rat, and I beat him up so hard that my Diglett evolved. I found an Eevee that I named Raygun and taught my bird how to fly. After that we went shopping and then to the gym. Attorney and Nightwing beat the gym easily and I got my 4th badge. I heard there was some grandma handing out tea and I used it to bribe the guards so I can trespass. After that I caught yet another bird I named Phoenix. I fought the cast of Cobra Kai and they threw my bird so hard she died, so I switched them out with another bird. I have 4 now. Then I went to evolve my Eevee, and then I didn't use him for the rest of the game. I put my new bird, Drill, through training montage until he evolved into a menace. Then I challenged the secret drug lord under the casino. To make sure I kept quiet, the boss gave me the power to see ghosts, which I used to catch my friend Poo Poo. I exorcised the big ghost and freed an old man from the mob, and a man thanked me with an alarm clock. While I was beating up the hoes, my turtle turned into a Blastoise, and I returned to the karate dudes to avenge my brother. They begged for mercy, and I took their son, who I named Bob. I woke up a fat man who was in my way, and he attacked me, so I imprisoned him for eternity. I found a clam in the water, and then I inherited this guy's gambling addiction. I found a cute seahorse that I named Kraken, and I failed to catch this dinosaur thing. I won our Mr. Beast contest and got the power of the sea. Then I dug in the ground outside and found some gold teeth. I bought a snake from the black market, and then a rat ate it, and then my ghost died. Again. I caught another fucking bird and a bigger rat. My Blastoise stormed into the poison gym and just flooded everything. No one could swim. It was a massacre. I found an anxious duck, and I named him Ouch My Head, and then I kidnapped another fat guy for safekeeping. I made my way to the mob boss tower, and then I guess I got bored and left. I caught like 3 Venonats and then returned to Trump Tower, where I found my loser friend Flimber, just chilling or something. I don't know why he shows up where he does. I kicked his ass and got a Labras, which is pretty cool. I fought the same mob boss again and saved the city or whatever, and then the CEO gave me the all-powerful orb. I went to the psychic gym and just bit and body slammed my way through and got the 6th badge. I got a jellyfish that I named Bonnie and then beat up a homeless man. I swam my way to Cinnabar Island where I brought the dead to life, and then I visited the tourist attraction that is an abandoned mansion that I'm pretty sure a lot of people died in. I caught a balloon and then found a card key someone dropped, and then I challenged the fire gym, and I don't have to tell you what happened. When I came out, the Eevee guy was waiting for me to take me on a side quest to fix his anime figurines or something, and then I beat up another homeless man. I saved the horse that was on fire and named it Jacksonville. I killed the bird instead of catching it, and then took a selfie with the town celebrity, and then I relapsed and caught another bird. Tiny received his chosen right to shoot people, and I went to look for some guy's lost daughter. I started a bar fight and rewatched Radish die, and then I saved the girl from Hypno by making the Hypno work for me. I gave the nerds their stupid rock and went back home to punch Zubats. I caught a Pikachu in an abandoned power plant and harassed another celebrity. I went into my PC and organized the place, as well as released all the clones, and while mugging bikers for street cred, my gnat became a moth. This Machop had an anime moment and killed my brand new Pikachu. I went into the final gym, and the leader is the same mob boss I've been throwing around, so I used Surf like 6 times and got my badge. I adopted a tadpole and named him Decker, and then proceeded to beat up my rival for the 5th time. I caught a snake and named him Snake, and went to Victory Road where I found him a Machop and named him Small Man. I breezed through Victory Road and immediately turned around to gamble, and won Tiny and new ice cream cannon. We're finally here at the Elite Four, and it's do or die. Our first opponent is the Ice Lady, Lorelei, and her first Pokemon was straight up just a seal, which we struck with lightning, and it didn't really care, so we kept punching it until it fell. The Clam kept delaying the fight, which was very annoying, and I'm glad to finally be rid of it. Slowpoke is part Psychic, so I hit him with a few bowls of ghostly nonsense until it died of its own hail. When Labras came out, I sent out Bob the Karate Guy to give it a gnarly uppercut. Then Bob got beat up so hard that I had to save him with my fat guy, who punched Labras until Jinx showed up. She drugged and flirted my fat guy, so I sent my turtle out to shoot her with water, defeating Lorelei's last Pokemon. Our next victim was Bruno, who uses rocks and punches, and he sent out an Onix, which drowned. Next was Bob's uncle, who I shot with a fire hose until he died. Next was the kicking guy, and my bird pecked the ever-living shit out of him. After that was that one guy from Mortal Kombat, who double throat chopped my bird so hard he died. So I sent out my mystical bug who used mind games on him until he gave up. Then he sent out another Onix, who drowned again, and that was the last we saw of Bruno. Up next is Agatha, a poised-up ghost lady, and she sends out this gremlin that I hit with balls of the arcane arts. Her big bat froze to death, then a big scary snake threw up on my guy until my moth blew up his mind. A gremlin halfling swooped in and ate my bug's dreams, which killed him, because why not? Then they got dunked on by Fatty. Another gremlin showed up, who also got dunked on, and Agatha was defeated. Dragon Dude Lance was the next one on the list, and the last of the Elite Four. He sends out a water dragon snake monster who tanks ice and shoots Godzilla beams, but he's allergic to lightning. Next was Rockbird, who hates water and fell to the tsunami. Next he sends out 2 actual dragons, who hate ice because dragons are cold-blooded or something. His last Pokemon is the big bad Dragonite, who almost killed my Fatty and my turtle, but he died to the beam. The champion is no other than our loser friend Flimber, who starts the fight off of his bird that I hit with 7-Eleven slushies until it freezes over. Then Venusaur comes in. With our bird dead, we have no way of taking him down efficiently, so I send in this dinosaur who gets blasted by the divine light of Ra, so I send in Fatty. We couldn't do any real damage on him in time, and Fatty falls to the sun god's wrath. We were able to freeze this Venusaur, and he brought in an Alakazam. We smacked each other back and forth until Alakazam fell. We drowned his 2-legged rhino, and Flimber brought out a Gyarados, who now has no weaknesses. poses. Gyarados went sicko mode and Bob was hit in the crossfire. Sea-Beast continued his rampage until Tiny was weak enough to die to his Dragon Rage. The fight was over. I lost. I went to the PC to switch out my friends with their replacements, but I didn't have the fight in me anymore. The run was dead. Just because the run is over doesn't mean I can't have my revenge. With the ability to alter reality with Game Shark codes, I found myself an unusual amount of rare candies. What I didn't use on my team, I sold to buy powerful moves from the casino, and when I was ready, I returned to avenge my fallen brothers. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This is the first time I formatted a video like this, so let me know if I did a good job and I might make another Nuzlocke in the future. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.